good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is December 2nd, and I'm going to talk about my weekend really quick and then get to my in-studio guest because I'm so excited he's here. So, all right, let's face it. Our weekend started on Thursday. It was Thanksgiving. I hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving. I was with the family at my sister's house in Dix Hills. There were 18 of us. Yes, we have a big Italian family. And it was delicious. Friday, went back for leftovers, and then my mom and I went to the cemeteries and we paid our respects and laid down our Christmas, wreaths, and did that at a couple of cemeteries. And then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? Saturday, I actually took down all the autumn decor, fall decor, and then put up the Christmas decor. That's what I did. And then Sunday is laundry and football because everyone needs clean underwear. And yes, Buffalo won. Sorry, the Jets lost. My daughter went to her first Jet game and they didn't win. So listen, let me get to my guest because I'm so excited he's here. He's an actor, he's a singer, he's a producer. I actually interviewed him 3 years ago, next month. It was January 11th. 2021.
Wow.
It was virtually, and I'm very, very excited. He took the ride to come to Massapequa. Kieran Sheehan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fabulous. You look great.
I'm all right.
So listen, let's
right.
just dive right into it because this is going to go fast.
Yeah.
Originally born in Dublin,
Yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah. Which comes out either with a few jars or emotional extremes. So if the Dublin accent gets thick, my wife goes, "Oh, there he goes."
How old were you when you actually came to the States?
That's an interesting question because my parents actually met in the Catskills.
Really?
Yeah, at a place called the Shamrock House in East Durham.
Okay.
And they got married in New York City, my mother lost the first baby. So when she was expecting me, she said, "I'm going home to my mother," and her sisters, and which is what she did. And so I was born in Dublin, and then we were there for, I think, a fair shake of the first year of my life.
Okay.
And then came to New York, the Upper West Side of Manhattan area, very Irish neighborhood called Inwood.
Okay.
And was there until I was 4. And then when I was 4, they brought me to Kennedy Airport, put me on a plane, said, "Go away," and sent me to live with my grandmother.
Really?
In Dublin, yeah. So I was there until I was 5. And my mom was expecting another baby. So she was like, "Get that little 4-year-old maniac out of the house."
Right.
And so I can have some peace and quiet. And when I was 5, I came back, and after my sister had been born.
Wow.
And then, but every summer they would ship me off again. So I went to a Catholic elementary school, grammar school, and school would get out.
Right.
I'd be on a plane that night.
Right.
And then I would fly back from Ireland the day before school would start again. So I spent all my summers in Ireland.
You know, I have to say, you're a very good-looking man.
Oh,
Okay,
would
you're very easy.
Stop!
You're very easy on the eyes, but you were an adorable child. We have a picture.
Oh, God
We
almighty.
do. Look at you.
Yeah, you know, my mother would see that picture. My
Oh.
mom passed like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
She'd see that
That's
picture
like
and go,
your Sunday best.
what happened to him?
Thank you.
Where did he go?
I know we all have those pictures,
Yeah.
don't we? But you went to Notre Dame High School.
Although we said Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. No, but where was that?
That was
where?
down near Princeton, Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, when
And
we
then
came
and
out,
then you went to Rutgers, right?
For
Yeah, you wanted to go for engineering? You wanted to be an
well,
electrical engineer?
No, I didn't want to be an electrical
You
engineer.
didn't?
No, but my parents wanted
They
me to be
wanted
an
you.
electrical engineer. Because in math and science, in high school I took
Yeah.
all AP math and science classes. So when I went to go to college, it was like, well, he's going to be an engineer, and I'm
Right.
like, I just want to sing. You know, I was
Well,
singing
in
with a
high
rock
school,
band.
talking about you in a rock band.
Yeah.
We have a pic of that too back in the day.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Leave that there a second. Yeah, with the velvet shirt. Front
Oh
and
yeah,
center.
baby.
Yeah. So you got nothing on Tom Jones, let me tell you.
That was, and that was kind of the pre-metal days, because then,
Thank you for that.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, scary.
So yeah, you were in a heavy metal rock band.
Yeah.
In your 20s.
Yeah, playing the
that
Stone
was
Pony and all that
And that was with
craziness.
a bunch of high school friends that you formed
Yeah,
that band, right?
yeah, and we're still great friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you play or sing at all with them together? or-
Once in a blue moon. In fact,
nice.
I got remarried during the pandemic.
Okay.
But finally was able to have a reception in the fall of 22.
Okay.
So 2 years ago.
And everyone was there.
And
Congratulations.
we're all there. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
And
I did it twice too.
And I said to my wife, I said, I'm going to get the boys and I. We're going to get together. And she said, how long are you going to play? I said, about an hour. And she was like,
Until they get tired. You know, we're not as young as we used to be.
and she said, well, how much Judas Priest are you going to play? I said, about half.
Yeah.
So we had a great time.
Yeah.
You know,
No, that's
so it's
great.
real fun.
It's sweet. It's very, very sweet. And you were in the band for how long?
Well, I did the sort of the rock and roll, the band thing for, gosh, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I dropped out of Rutgers and
Yeah.
put together this metal band with friends, and
Right.
we did that for a few years. And then I got into a really bad car accident in Asbury Park.
You were 20.
20, yeah.
Yeah. Very serious accident.
Yeah, checked out, checked
Yeah.
out, watched the whole thing happen.
Yeah.
And I realized that I was spending a lot of my time being angry and afraid. And I thought this is a waste. And I had a sort of as I was watching my body get kind of tossed around inside the car, it was a real revelation of life is supposed to be beautiful and fun and loving.
Yes.
And so that's kind of been, I suppose, trying to be on that trajectory, of enjoying life.
Yeah.
And
that's when you decided, I think I might want to act?
well, you know what happened was around that time, somebody had heard me sing some rock and roll, and they said, there's a production of Pirates of Penzance being done. It was in Philadelphia, and it was running at the Public at the time.
Okay.
So I think they were just kind of stealing from that, because the show's public domain.
Yes.
And did that, and someone came in that was coming in to do the next show, and they pulled me to the side and they said, "You have a fabulous voice.
You do.
But you're a terrible actor." Right? So she said, "You need to go to study with a friend of mine." So I went and met with this
studied
woman.
with a few teachers.
Yeah, some really
Yeah.
great people.
Yeah.
Catherine Gately, I did 2 years of Meisner with, and then I was lucky enough to study with the great legendary Bobby Lewis for years,
Yeah.
who was part of the group theater. He founded the Actors Studio. A lot of people think it was Lee Strasberg because they know
yeah.
the name, but it was actually Bobby and Ilya Kazan, Gadget.
Wow.
Yeah, they started the Actors Studio, and then he went up to Yale and he taught Meryl Streep, and so I felt like I was really blessed to get to work with such a
absolutely.
fabulous teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you are.
There you are. There you have it. That's you studied and you studied. Tell me about Harold Prince.
Okay, so I was, I found that you should be listening to messages you get, right? And sometimes if you don't pay attention, they just kind of get louder and louder. And someone had said to me, do you know the people at the Irish Rep? And I said, I've heard of it. You should go see them. And I go, oh yeah, I might do that sometime, you know. And that kept happening. Other people mentioned. And I'm on a subway platform, Union Square Station, you know,
Yeah.
14th, 16th Street.
Yeah.
And I hear this guy, does this train go to Grand Central Station? You know, real Dublin accent. And the train conductor had no idea what he was saying. And the train conductor was clearly from like Jamaica or somewhere because he's going, oh man, would you see man? You know,
Right,
so they're
right.
both speaking English and they're not communicating at all. So
That's great.
yeah, it's funny. So I grabbed him and I pulled him on the train.
Yeah.
And he honestly looked kind of like a homeless fella, right? And I'm thinking, this poor fella's, you know, on his last leg. And so I said, how are you? And I said, where are you from? And he said, Ireland. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. What street on the north side of Dublin are you from? You know, and
that's great.
So we got yapping, and he said, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I'm an actor," and I said, "Yourself?" He says, "I'm an actor as well, and I'm on my way to Germany to do a one-man Beckett show." I was like, "Wow, cool." And I said, "Did you act at home in Ireland?" And he said, "Oh yeah, did you ever hear of a show called The Reardons?" I was like, "The Reardons?" That was like Dallas
Right,
or
right.
Dynasty.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
in Ireland.
Yeah.
And it turned out that he played Gabriel Byrne's brother on that show.
Okay.
Which is a great start for Gabriel Byrne. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
he said, "Do you know any of the people at the Irish Rep?" And I said, "I got to start paying attention." And I said, "No." He said, "So here you go. Here's a number. Call Ciarán O'Reilly at the Irish Rep." And so
Okay.
I did. And at that time, Hal Prince had written a play about Sean O'Casey, the great Irish playwright.
Okay.
And he was going to direct it, and it was it's the first thing, I think the only thing he ever really wrote.
Wow.
And he was going to do it at the Rep. So I met Charlotte Moore, who runs the Rep with Ciarán. And they said, "Can you do a Dublin accent?" I was like, "Yeah, I can, you know." So we did a first reading. And the night before the first reading, Ciarán called me and he said, "Do you sing at all?" And I said,
Oh boy,
a little.
your first love.
yeah,
Come
well,
on.
you know, but I hadn't sung in 10 years because I was madly in love with acting. Didn't want to know
Wow.
about singing
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm not a big musical theater fan. So
It's a
yeah,
shocker.
yeah, I know.
Shocker.
Yeah. So he said, "It's really important to Hal that someone sings this song to start the show." And I said, "Yeah, I can sing a bit, you know." And he
Okay.
said, and then I thought, okay, I'm in now, I'm committed. And he said, "Do you know the song 'Believe Me if All Those Endearing Young Charms'?" And I said, "Yes, liar that I was, you know." And so I got off the phone, I called my mother. And I said, "Ma, do you know this song, 'Believe Me if All'?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Good, I'm hanging up. Call back, sing it on the answering machine." Back in the prehistoric era when we had
Yes,
answering machines.
yes, yes.
So I hit the whole night, play, save, play, save, play, save, play, save, and learned the song and went in the next day. And I didn't know who was there, you know, but like Stephen Sondheim was there and James Lapine was there and all these people were there because it was Hal's first, you know, endeavor into writing a play. And I sang the song and I
That's
went
like
up to
Broadway
Charlotte.
royalty.
Oh, I know.
Hello.
Yeah, I had no clue. And I went up to Charlotte after the first act and I said, and Frank McCourt, who wrote Angela's Ashes, was actually playing our father, you know. And I said, "Was that all right?" And she said, "Oh, they're all like, who the hell's that guy?" You know. So we did the play for 6 months off Broadway, and Hal kept adding songs to it, and so I'm singing more and more and more.
Right.
And then he said, and I didn't really know who he was when I first got involved.
Right.
You know, so I just called him Chief. You know?
Right.
So I said, he said, have you seen Phantom? I said, "Chief, I don't like musicals, to be honest with you, so I know I haven't."
That
He
is
said-
friggin' hysterical.
So he says, "Well, get your rear end up to the Majestic and see the show because I'm putting a new production of Phantom together, another national tour,
Right.
and it'd be a good job for you. You've got a kid." So I went up and I saw it, and the character of the
Did it
Phantom.
blow you away?
Yes. I mean, I had my own structural issues with it.
Yeah.
But the character of the Phantom, I thought, that guy's a mess. I want to play that
Yeah,
guy.
see?
Do you know?
Yes.
I mean, talking about all sorts of the damage and abandonment and the sexuality and
Yeah.
all this
There's
sort of
so many layers,
dynamics
so many
with
layers.
a character like that. And
Yeah.
I called him at home that night, like 11 o'clock at night. I called him up, "I gotta play that guy." He's like, "Slow down. You've never done a musical before." "Not really. And let's see if we can work on getting you to play Raoul
In
Phantom.
In Phantom, right?
And there was some pushback
Okay.
about that because they didn't want to hire me. I was
Yeah,
just a
who
straight
are you?
actor.
Right.
Who sang some rock and roll. You know.
Right, right.
So they threw me into Les Mis.
Right. They
And
threw
I
you
had
into Les Mis first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So I did
and
that
that
at
was
the
your
Imperial.
debut. That
Yeah.
was your debut,
My Broadway
actually.
debut. Yeah, yeah.
Broadway debut is Les Mis.
Yeah.
And then after doing that, he cast you as Raoul, which you played for a year.
Well, for two and a half,
Right.
over 2 years.
And then switched over playing.
Yeah, I did Ralph for just about 2 years,
Right.
and then started playing the Phantom.
And then you did, but so you were there a total, you had over 1,000 performances.
In each role, yeah.
Okay, during the course of the 2.5 years on Broadway and in Toronto.
Yeah.
We have some pics where we're going to just skip to J and K, please. Thank you, since we're talking about it. No, that's not it. Let's go back to, let's see. That's something that you put together after.
Yeah.
All right. Where is it?
Where's that scary looking guy? There he is. Back down.
Stop. Right there. Right there. That one and that. Thank you. There you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me you kept the mask.
Yeah, I have the mask.
Yes!
I tried to steal.
Leave that pic, please. I should have told you to bring it. Just to hold it. Oh my God.
I stole the mask. I stole the Red Death
I
mask.
think anyone who plays the Phantom should be able to keep the mask.
I gave away so many masks.
Did you?
I did, because people would. You know me. I'll just start crying now. So, particularly in Toronto.
Yeah. Thank you.
People would come
Yeah.
and to see the show who
Right.
were very sick.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'd give them masks.
Yeah.
And the makeup artist, she was great, Leslie.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to do that.
No.
And she'd get on the phone with a guy named Chris who designed the original makeup. He's in England.
Yeah.
And she'd say, "Okay, send me more masks." He's like, "What is he doing with these masks?" And so I'd give them to kids or people who
that's so
people who are dying,
sweet.
the Make-A-Wish Foundation,
Yes,
all that sort of stuff,
yes. And that
so I have
probably-
none for myself or my kids. I've got one mask,
You have one.
I
That's
have
it.
one.
And the picture underneath that one, please. We can just go to the one right underneath it. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah, that's Glenda Balkan. She was great. What a
Yeah.
voice. What
Oh,
a voice.
Jeez. All right. So the years. What years were you there? That way, people who did see the show will know if they saw you or not.
Well,
you
that
were
would
there.
have been like the 18th century.
Yeah.
So let's see.
It was 90.
In the mid 90s, late 90s.
Yeah.
So
I have 92 to 95, and then it went on. And
Yeah.
then you went back.
then I went back in 98 to 99. But let's see, the first time I played the Phantom was in the spring of 94.
Right.
And then in the fall of 94, the guy who's playing the Phantom, I was still playing Raoul,
Right.
took a leave of absence. And so Hal said, do you want to cover it? And
Yeah.
I said, sure.
Yeah.
So he came to see me with his daughter Daisy. And Garth Drabinsky, who produced the show in Canada, was looking for a replacement for Colin Wilkinson, the original Valjean in New York,
Yeah.
in Les Mis.
Yeah.
But he'd been up there for 5 years doing the Phantom in Toronto, and so they were looking for a replacement. And Garth paid very well, so everyone wanted that job, And so Garth was looking at different people, and
Yeah.
Hal called him and said, "You need to come down and see Kieran doing the role."
Wow.
He was like a father to me. He was, he paid for my voice lessons.
Really?
Yeah, he and Charlotte Moore paid for my voice lessons. Yeah, I was a security guard at the time, trying to make ends meet, with the new baby and all that. And so he was very kind to me. But he called Garth and he said, "Get down here and see him." And I'll never forget this. I came off the stage, went up to the dressing room on stage right, and Thelma Pollard, the makeup artist, was holding the phone. She's like, "It's Garth Drabinsky." Right? And I knew Garth because he'd been very kind with the Irish rep.
Yeah.
Generous at least. And I took the phone. I said, "Hey, Garth, how are you?" He says, I won't use the language that Garth used. But
Yeah, don't. We go to cable.
Yes, dear. So, but you can picture the
Yes,
language.
yes.
But the gist
Colorful,
of it was,
yeah.
he said, I'm crying here in the lobby. You gotta come to Canada. You gotta come to Canada. And so I said, well, let me see if they'll let me out of my contract here.
Okay.
And they were very good that way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Hal had his
Did you
hand in
find
there.
the audience is different between there and here?
A little more polite. A little more, yeah, I would say they were a little more polite.
Okay.
New York, it's such an ethnic mix, and people are more, I think,
Boisterous.
boisterous.
Yes.
Is that the word?
I think
Expressive.
so. I think so.
You know.
Yeah.
And-
There's nothing holds them back.
Yeah.
Nothing,
no, they were
no-
very. I mean, they were great audiences up there, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a much
yeah.
bigger house, and it was a beautiful theater
Yeah,
up there. It was
nice.
because the Majestic in New York is about 1,700
Yeah,
seats.
yeah.
Where my son's doing Gypsy.
Yes.
Crazy.
He has amazing, talented children, and your daughter is a fabulous dancer.
Yeah, she did Cats for a couple of
Hennessy?
years. Yeah, Hennessy. Yeah, good for you. Remembered her name.
I love
Yeah.
her name.
Well,
Yeah.
that was my father's mother's maiden name.
Yeah, I
Hennessy.
love it,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
So-
she's doing a Christmas Carol at the moment
Good
down
for
in Florida.
her. Yeah. You must be so proud.
Well, it's so funny. Brendan, the youngest of my three,
Yeah.
Gypsy's the first show that's being done at the Majestic since Phantom closed.
Wow.
It's kind of cool, you know, that
That's
your
a full
kid is
circle
opening the
moment.
theater as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually hoping that they change the name of the theater. There's
Yeah.
talk about it becoming the Harold Prince.
Oh, okay.
And Carol Burnett
Oh, that
was
would be
really
lovely.
forceful
Pushing-
behind that.
yeah.
She adored him.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, listen, before we take my break, because I just keep loving talking to this man, let's play the video from Phantom. It's just a snippet. Thank you.
What do you
Unto the music of the night, close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of the life you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar. And you live as you've never lived before.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
The music was great, the singing was dynamite, the dancing was excellent, the people in the audience loved it.
When I heard you singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I thought you were little Michael Jackson reincarnated, come out and sang again.
Brought me back to my teenage years. Thank you.
Believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. Yes, he's an actor, he's a singer, he's a producer, and I'm so blessed to call him a friend.
Thank you.
Kieran Sheehan, how are you?
Good. I'm good.
Good. So yeah, so before the break, just a little snippet of you singing, and just an incredible voice.
Well, all I hear are the faults. So
I know, well, because we're so critical.
Yeah.
You know, when I see myself act, or when I do sing, I'm like, I joke around. I said I'm like J-Lo. I could sing, act, and dance. I just don't have her butt or her money. But but you know, I'm not. I mean, I could hold a note.
Yeah.
I can. You know,
Yeah.
I could sing. I'm not like how. Just tell me how. Night after night after night to go out and do that show. It's a lot to ask.
no, it's not. It's not.
It really isn't, because
No.
watching it
I mean-
as a audience member and watching, it seems like a lot.
It's a lot of work. I mean, I'll start crying again. You know me, I'm the worst.
It's okay.
That journey as an actor it's a hell of a journey, you know. Particularly that character, the Phantom.
Yes.
And I remember the first few months, I'd go home, I'd be completely depressed. I would be in bits.
It's hard to leave it on the stage.
Yeah, and I finally got myself to where I could. But when I hear other actors complaining, I just want to. I'm like, you know what? Pour tar on 95 in Miami in July for 8 hours and talk to me about hard work.
Right.
We're doing a part-time job.
Yeah.
We're in a play.
Right.
We're playing.
You're playing.
We're having a great time.
Right. That's why.
We're doing what we love to do.
Yes.
We're being overpaid for it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
for a part-time job. So when you say it's so hard, I'm like, no, it's
But
not.
I meant,
It's a gift.
I meant either emotionally leaving it there, because I had that problem also in a couple of roles that were very heart-wrenching. They're just heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
And your heart's breaking every time you're doing
Absolutely.
it. And
Yeah.
you're like, how do I leave it there? How do I leave it there?
Yeah.
I struggled with that for a while.
Yeah.
But my thing is also vocally, you know, this is your instrument.
Yeah.
And you are really, you know,
Well, I'm very.
are you talking what, 8 shows a week? Hello?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, it's a lot.
I mean,
you
I'm
know?
very methodical about what I eat, how much I exercise, how much I talk, getting sleep. You know, sleep. So, and when I was in Toronto, because the schedule was, everybody thought it was really hard,
Okay.
but I loved it.
Okay.
It was 2 Wednesday,
Okay.
2 Thursday,
Okay.
a Friday, 2 Saturday, and a Sunday matinee. So I'd be done at 4:30ish on Sunday. I'd jump in a plane in Toronto, in Pearson, and fly to Newark to be with my son.
Right.
And I didn't have to go back up until Wednesday. But, you know, it was an intense few days.
Yeah.
And so I was very conscientious about what I was eating. I get a massage every week. I went to acupuncture. Whatever I could do,
Right.
I was doing.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And I never missed a show.
Wow.
Never. I was asked to miss a show once because my understudy was really nervous that it had never been on. And he was a very good friend of mine. He was playing Raoul, and he didn't ask me. They said to me, we think it might be a good idea for him to go on, you know, just in case someday you're out and then it's on top of him and he's not prepared.
Right.
And I said, absolutely, as long as I still get paid, you know. But I actually went to the theater and I went around the theater with him. No, I went around with him to get him through the whole show. And, you know, and we're great friends. I'm actually going to see him tomorrow.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And he, in fact, when the show closed in New York last year, April 16th, he went on as the Phantom because the guy who was normally playing it was sick, and they called him and said, could you come in and do it? Because he'd been doing it up to pretty recently. And but he did tell me, so I never miss anyway, except for that one, but he did tell me a funny story that after I left, they had Paul Stanley come in and replace me from Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And they called me for my chiropractor, and Paul went to my chiropractor and got adjusted, and his equilibrium was off. So he went to the theater, and he thought, I can't do the show. And so they told my friend Laird McIntosh, he was on.
Okay.
But there wasn't enough time to do an insert in the program or even a lobby thing. And all these Kiss fans are coming to see Paul Stanley,
wow.
you know, in Kiss makeup, right? So he's backstage and he hears, that's a nice performance. The role of the Phantom, normally played by Mr. Paul Stanley, will be played by Laird McIntosh. And all he could hear was, oh, man. And I won't use the language he heard because he's got the speaker from the theater in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And he's terrified. And then he goes out behind the mirror for the dressing room scene, you know, to go, insolent boy, the slave of... And he looks out there and all he sees is Kiss makeup.
Wow.
So he's terrified. But he said by the end of the show, they were great. He said they were actually so loud and so, yeah, man. You know, it was great.
They were into it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great. You did Carousel in Boston. You did Showboat in Boston. We have E, F, and G, please. Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah, nice pants. You like those pants?
Yeah, they're hot.
They tried to get me to wear those pants, and I told the producer, I said, there is no way I'm walking out on stage in those pants.
That's great. Oh, man.
Too funny.
Thank you.
Carousel was such a joy to do.
And then the next pick, you know what? Throw it up, and then he could tell me what that one's from. That is from
a play called The Final Days of Wolfe Tone.
Yes.
It's about an Irish patriot.
Yes, that was in 2017, right? That's H&I. You did that. That was at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, TPAC.
Right?
Yeah.
Great
piece.
Let's just mention that you also had 4 sold-out shows at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, you know.
Not too shabby.
Actually, you know what helped with that was WLIW, Channel 21, PBS, because the special was running on PBS at the time.
Yes, you had a special.
And that sold it out so quickly.
It did.
Yeah. It's such a great, because people they'd see the concerts, the PBS special, and so you send in a pledge and thank you as a gift to tickets to Carnegie Hall. I think they sold out Carnegie in like 40 minutes. Wow. Yeah, which was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump to 2010 to 2012. For a couple of years, you actually were an instructor at the Omega Institute of Holistic Studios, and that was with James Van Praagh. That's R, please. Thank you very much.
Is it really?
R.
What
yeah.
picture?
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, my. Where did you find these pictures?
I have my ways.
Yeah, you do.
And thank you. And
he is crazy. I love him. He's like a brother. He is a brother. Yeah.
I've never met the man, but it intrigues me to watch him.
Funny.
Is he?
Yeah. He's so funny. I mean, he'll tell you we're the same height. He's about that tall. But he'll come out and on stage and he says, "I'm a small medium at large."
I love that.
Yeah, he's
but
very
you ran
funny.
a program there called Awaken, and it was using the power of music and meditation.
Yeah, we did the programs together.
Yes.
We'd each take turns leading people through meditations and then using music and sound, because it's all the same. It's all vibration. Whether it's color or sound or, it's just vibration. It's just energy. And to get people to open up. So one of the things I learned as an actor was that there's so much stuff that we store away in our bodies, and it gets in the way of being open as a performer.
Right.
And so it's about releasing all those, get the issues out of the tissues, as we say in
I like
ET.
that. Yeah.
And then he was doing readings, mediumship readings. So people who were sort of stuck with wounds about what had happened to them, if they could get someone to come through to say, I'm, there he goes.
More healing.
I'm sorry.
Just more healing.
And for people to let go of some of their wounds was so great.
And because we all have them.
Oh,
we all have wounds. We all walk around with some kind of PTSD, as far as I'm concerned. We all have trauma in our lives.
Yeah.
And
in a way, it's a gift, I think.
Well, because
if you can get yourself to the place of forgiveness, what a gift.
Which is not an easy thing to do.
No.
Because
sometimes you don't even
especially
know
being
to
100% Sicilian, I kind of like I forgive, but I don't forget. And
well, you can't be. You can't be. Want a better word, stupid about it.
No, I don't want to carry anything. I don't want to carry. You have to let it go.
Heavy.
You have to let it go. You have to let it go. And like after we talked about car accidents and surgeries and what we've been through, that the first thing I did, I get rid of every toxic person in my life because they cause stress, and stress shortens your life, and that's something I didn't need. So we do that. But I mean, you look at life differently, and like you said, it's supposed to be fun and exciting and uplifting, and to surround yourself by people who make you feel good, about yourself and not tear you down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, I don't understand why it's so hard. It's a pretty easy concept. No. Just treat people the way you want to be treated. That's like, that's what we were taught when we were kids, right? Just be nice. Be nice to people.
Yeah.
Be nice to people. Yes, do unto others. So 2016, let's get to 4 Phantoms.
Yeah.
4 Phantoms. That's J and K. That's the pick he put up before. Thank you. And so tell me how, and then the next one I think is, tell me how this came about. And actually, in all the years of Phantom, how many Phantoms were there actually?
I have no idea.
Okay, so that's a good trivia question.
Yeah, I have
All right,
no idea.
I'm going to have to look into this more.
I will say that one of our guys, John Cordia, who's actually not in that picture.
Okay.
John came in about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
John is the only actor ever to have played both the Phantom and Jean Valjean in Les Mis on Broadway.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? How did the Four Phantoms come about?
Well, when Hal asked me to do that national tour of Phantom, when I was playing Raoul, the guy who was playing the Phantom, a guy named Frank D'Ambrosio, who actually grew up in Long Island partly. He was born in the Bronx, but most of his childhood here in Long Island.
Yeah.
He called me and he said, "I put this thing together. Would you be interested in doing it?" And I said, "It sounds like fun." He says, "Yeah, honestly," he said, "Keir, we want someone who can also do some like rock and roll stuff, and I know you do that."
Right.
So so each guy's got his kind of shtick. Like Frank was in The Godfather 3, so he sings,
Yeah, speak softly, love.
And
Yeah, that's it. I should have asked you, for goodness sakes.
so and of course they asked the Patty to sing Danny Boy.
Right.
And etc. So
nice.
I also sang Gethsemane from Superstar because the rock and roll thing.
Yeah.
So it's fun and we're having a great time.
That's great.
It's really a lot of fun.
So are there any upcoming shows?
Locally, I'm not honestly.
Are you touring
Yeah.
with it?
And in fact, on Thursday, head to Indiana.
Nice.
For a concert on Friday, and then Saturday we're in Chicago.
Okay.
And then next week we're down near San Antonio.
Well, you have to let me
Texas.
know when you're more local so I can come see it.
You're not going to come to Indiana? It's going to be 13 degrees. Come on.
No. No. What were the other two options?
San Antonio.
Oh, Texas.
There you go.
Texas. I can do Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
I can say on Summer Lynn. My name's
So it's
Summer
fun.
Lynn.
And then there's a young lady with us who played Christine
Oh,
for a bit.
nice.
She was actually the youngest actress to ever play the role.
Really?
She was 20 on Broadway playing Christine. And she's great. Kaylee Voorhees.
Yeah.
She's a scream. We have a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's so much fun. That's good that you touring, especially, it was very sad, when Phantom ended. It was just it was really that was rough. That was rough to take.
Show.
It was rough to take, I have to tell you. First of all, it's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
And I did see it. I was telling Kieran that I have all my playbills are in picture frames, and they're on a wall downstairs in my basement, and I didn't take it off the wall to check what year I did see the show, but I'm going to have to do that, because I don't remember.
My doctor, I went in to see my doctor, it was about a year or two ago, and I walked in, he said, "Come in here," to his office, right? And
Yeah.
I walk in, he throws a playbill at me, he says, "Open that one." And he's like, and he'd been my doctor for years, he didn't
Open
realize
that
that he had seen me in fact.
That's
Isn't
great.
that funny? Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right, so let's talk about TV. Did some
Okay.
TV. You did a little TV. You did Law and Order.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay. You did One Life to Live.
Yeah.
You did Another World.
I got killed on One Life to Live.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I got shot. It was great.
Got shot.
Yeah.
Did you die gracefully?
No, it was like in a diner, and I went flying over, and they were like, "Really, you're willing to do that?" I was like, "Yeah, let's make something out of this."
Stunt pay. Yeah, that's extra, people.
I don't know if I got the bump.
Yeah,
Maybe.
You don't know.
Maybe. I
You don't know. All right, so back in '87, you did something called Plutonium Baby,
Oh,
which was a video.
my
No, I don't have the video. Don't worry about it.
God, I thought I bought every copy.
1999, you did something called Some Fish Can Fly, which was a movie. You did.
No, I know that title, and I have no idea.
2013, you did Don't Trust Her, which was a short, and you played a police officer. These are all true.
That rings
Don't
a
worry
bell.
about it.
I believe you.
All right, so let's get to 2017
Okay.
because that's when you started working with Deborah Markowitz,
Markowitz.
our friend,
Yep.
who is a writer and a director, and that was The Waiting Room,
Yeah.
which was a short, and you
Yeah.
played Tim.
I did.
Yeah.
And I won a best actor thing for that.
You did.
I did.
You did.
You know what I mean?
was going to throw that out there,
Okay.
but you did. You did. Congratulations. It's exciting.
No, it was funny because Lucas Hassel, do you know?
Yes,
Yeah, right.
yes.
So he was a part of this festival.
Yeah.
And as he picks up his arm, Lucas says,
And the best actor goes to the guy with the biggest biceps in the room.
That's
"Isn't that funny?" Yeah.
Oh, That's great.
He's very funny.
No, I know what it's like to be nominated. I
Yeah.
was nominated twice for Best Comedic Performance.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
I'll have to send you those so you can,
Please do.
can watch them and
Yes.
laugh out loud.
Okay.
Okay, so Deborah, and you work with her again a number of times.
Let me tell you.
I love
she's
her.
been-
Deborah, you know I love you. And I did help her out a couple of years ago for the festival.
Yeah.
I think actually that's where you and I think, first met.
Yeah.
I was the trophy girl, and I did interviews, and I was a reader.
Yeah.
And I love working with her. And I
Her and John,
I-
they're great.
They're great.
They're a great
They're great.
pair.
And I was watching these films, and I'm going, I want to be part of this more, and I want to, be part of this, and
Yeah.
and then so I was in, 3 indies, and they were all, submitted, and it's just a lot of fun, and it's a great way to network and meet people.
Sure.
And everyone's just so lovely.
Yeah.
They really, really are. But
She
you also worked with her again. That was pick L, please, because
Uh-oh. What do we-
okay, there it is, the waiting room.
Oh, that's
Okay,
the
thank
waiting
you.
room. Yeah,
There
yeah.
it is. And then N is the only woman in the world.
Yeah, I think
Right?
that's actually running on Amazon at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
Deb wrote that and directed
yes,
it.
that's Deborah's also.
Mhm,
And then 2018, you did Honor Amongst Men.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that was with Chuck Zito.
Chuck's a great guy.
Chuck is awesome.
Chuck is a scream.
Chuck's in Gravesend, and I got to meet him on set.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's a lovely fella.
I'm trying
And
to get him on my
walking
show.
Wall.
Yes.
A wall.
He is. He's a wall. And that Joan Jett and Robert Culhesse was in that as well.
He was in Blue Bloods.
Yeah, but that was Fred. That was Fred Carpenter's
Fred Carpenter,
movie.
yeah.
And I actually worked with Fred in Confessions of a Hitman. I played a prostitute.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was great. It was great.
But you know what? The Joan Jett thing was very funny because you go back to my rock and roll
Yeah,
days.
and then you're working with Joan Jett.
Right.
Hello.
So her real name is Larkin. And her
Larkin.
family is from County Mayo in the west of Ireland.
There you go.
Right. And
Another lassie.
all she wanted to talk about was Ireland, and all I want to talk about was rock and roll. So had a great day, and it was great fun, and it was short little. It was only a 2-minute scene that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did,
yeah.
and had a great time.
Yeah.
Great time.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. All right, listen, we're going to keep going because I don't want to take a break.
Okay.
You did something called Date with a Narcissist, which was a short.
Yeah.
That was Deborah also.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did Burr. That was with Joey.
Yes.
Never
Lovely
heard-
man.
Yes.
And I did that with
Worked
Sean
with him
Young.
too. I did. Yes, that was Sean Young also.
Yeah.
I worked with Joey. I did a commercial with him.
Yeah.
Sweetheart of a
Lovely,
of a
lovely
guy also.
fella.
But
And-
I want to put up Q because this is one of my favorite pics of you. There he is. Okay. Because when I look at that picture, I see 007.
As you say, I'll take that bank account.
You wear a tux well. What can I tell you?
Thank you.
I'm like, that's like I said. You look like 007. You can play 007. You can.
The one from Dublin, you know what I mean now.
So much fun. Let's put up O and P. Let's keep going, please, of you singing.
Shall be frightened.
No.
Oh, wow.
That's more like a relaxed. That's like more, when you're not singing, contemporary songs.
Yeah.
It's like more like your rock and
Metal,
roll.
yeah.
And that was
PBS special.
a PBS special
Yeah.
that you did.
Yeah, with some great friends.
Yes.
Really great. The guy on the piano there, David Holzenberg, was
Yes.
my conductor in Phantom in Toronto. For a year, we did the show
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And he was trouble in the best of ways. And he's the one who created the new MJ show that's running, the Michael Jackson show.
Really?
Yeah. He helped create it from the beginning.
Really?
So he's doing okay.
Wow. And then if you could scroll down, Carmine, the very last video, is that the one we didn't play that one, right? You Raised Me Up. Can we play that?
So I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. Raise me up to more than I can
Thank you. That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
hymns.
That
Yeah.
that a lot of people don't know that was written by a guy from Nina in County Tipperary named Brendan Graham.
Really?
Yeah, he co-wrote it. Yeah.
Well, I knew the name,
Yeah,
but I didn't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, he's from a small town in Tipperary called Nina.
Interesting. Hey, listen, so we're going to take my last break. Don't go away, because there's so much more when we get back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
The music was great, the singing was dynamite, the dancing was excellent, the people in the audience loved it.
When I heard you singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I thought you were little Michael Jackson reincarnated, come out and sang again.
Brought me back to my teenage years. Thank you.
Do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me.
How you doing? It's Sal, the voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Canastraci Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook. Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrell.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boy?
Teresa Farrell.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrell.
Doc, who's your favorite Jimmy?
Teresa Farrell.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrell.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
He's an actor, he's a singer, he's a producer. Kieran Sheehan is here, and I'm so blessed that he is. You know, you're making my December. I'm just letting you know. You're kicking off December. This is like a little Christmas present to myself.
You were too funny.
I know. All right, so listen. I want you to follow him. Don't stalk him. But he's on social.
Stalk me.
He's
It's
on.
all right.
He's on social media. It's Kieran Sheehan. It's up there on the screen. He's on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Kieran J. Sheehan. And check out his website, KieranSheehan.com. There's a lot of good stuff there.
Is there?
There is.
I'm terrible with it.
There is. I'm so not a tech savvy person, and it's horrible.
I gotta
but
get my
it's
kids
really
to
good.
do it.
It's a really good site. It really is. So we have some picks. Oh wait, first.
Yes.
You also produced and created a sold-out production of, can I read my handwriting? Molly Maguires?
Oh, the Molly Maguires.
The Molly Maguires?
Yeah, great piece of theater.
Okay. And then you did the 3 PBS specials, right?
I've done.
Or was it 4?
I've done 4.
Right.
And we just
There was
did
An
4
Evening with
Phantoms,
Friends,
yeah.
Awaken, Broadway and Beyond.
Well, the PBS specials were, the first one I did was The Irish and How They Got That Way.
Yes.
The Irish
Yes,
rep.
yes. I have that one.
Kieran, from Galway to Broadway,
Right.
Kieran and Friends,
Yep.
and then the 4 Phantoms. We just did one in
Yes.
March. It's been
Oh,
that's actually
nice.
running now around the country.
Fabulous.
It's running now. Yeah.
That's good. So original music for a CD. Anything in the future, maybe with an autobiography? Huh? Maybe in the future?
Maybe. I know. You know what? I mean, I've had offers from HarperCollins of, and has he done anything? Has he done anything about it?
You've done other things.
No.
You've done other things.
Nothing. But I will. I shall.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited.
Yeah.
To
Thanks for asking. Yeah.
To see that.
I'll tell you a quick story because I know you're like a few
ahead.
minutes.
No.
I'm in Mullingar in the middle of Ireland 2 years ago.
How often do you go? Do you go once a year?
I try to go once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was with 2 friends, and they said, we're going to stop at this bar where there's a psychic, right? And I said, okay, yeah, great, sounds like fun. And they said, you walk into the bar, you just put your first name on the book, and they crossed through the name. Okay, next. I walk into this guy, on my children's lives. I walk in, he looks at me and goes, where's the book? I said, yeah, I know. He says, no, write that book.
Wow.
Right. Have I done it?
And that was how long? I'm afraid to ask how long ago.
About 10 years ago.
Okay. All right, so it's coming soon.
Yeah, to a theater near you.
All right, so we're going to go through picks, please. S through whatever I have left. I think X. So you and Joe.
Here I go. He'll start crying again.
Cry, because I'm going to send him this video. No, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and we correspond via text.
Okay.
Facebook Messenger. I've been trying to get him on my show.
Oh, I'll give him a hard time about that.
Okay, you do that,
Yeah.
because I've been trying to get him on my show. I want Joe on my show. I love him.
It's either.
Thank you for that pick.
When my mom passed.
Yes.
First man who called me.
Yeah.
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 So, you know, he's, and we've done a few shows together.
You have.
Yeah.
That was just one pick of many that I
it was fun.
that I
He's
pulled.
a scream.
Isn't he great?
I dragged him. When I was doing I was doing Phantom in Toronto, and he was
Yeah.
doing Grease. And he
Okay.
came by the theater
Yeah.
with his son Joey.
Right.
And there was a fundraiser for Equity Fights AIDS
Right.
up there going
yeah,
on at some gay bar.
Yeah.
And I said, "Come on, we'll go. And we'll
Right.
support these guys." He's like,
Yeah,
"Great." So
yeah,
my
yeah.
driver drives the two of us over there.
Right.
And I said, "Joe, sing something."
Yeah.
So he gets up there and he's doing, "I got you under my skin," And as soon as he starts it,
Yeah.
fellas start climbing all over him.
Oh my
we
God.
were crying,
That's
laughing.
great.
Crying. My
No,
driver, Sam, couldn't breathe. He was
love
laughing
him.
so hard.
Love him.
He's the best.
Love him. I love him.
The
I
best.
love him. T, please. That's Fiona Flanagan.
Yeah, what a great.
Love her too.
Great actress.
Isn't
Fabulous.
she?
Oh,
Flawless. Just flawless.
so good.
Flawless.
good.
Next one.
This one made me cry, but that's no big surprise. It was a fundraiser for the Irish Rep,
Yes.
and there's Cheetah Rivera.
Cheetah Rivera.
On stage singing
Hello.
America at like 90 years of age.
know.
And moving, and
Yeah.
I just stood there and cried. It was like,
Like an out-of-body experience.
oh my God. And she was so lovely, so generous.
Amazing. George. I think George is next, right?
George Hamilton.
Yes.
I said
There
to
he
him,
is.
that was about a year ago. We're
Yeah.
doing some concerts down in, Four Phantoms was doing concerts down in Florida, and he came.
See, I
and-
go there.
Well, there you go. It's warm. I said to him, I
Thank
get
you.
such mileage out of only in America. Blood in little plastic baggies.
Yeah. Oh, that's
He
great.
was so great as Dracula.
Oh my God. Okay, so before you put up the next pick, let's just say that Kieran is a huge Yankee fan.
Yes.
And I do Bat Boy, a Yankee Miracle, the Raina Grown story, and you actually did the very, very, very first Bat Boy show at the Argyle Theater.
Yeah.
And you played Lou Piniella.
No.
No, who'd you play?
Bobby Mercer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I did the Thurman Munson speech.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Give the guy the eulogy who's going to just cry
Sorry.
through the whole bloody thing.
But that's perfect. And I don't
Yeah.
know why I wrote down Lou. I shouldn't have wrote down. Okay, so there's a pic of you and Reggie. Hello.
Or was it Mickey?
No.
That's
Oh,
Mickey
no,
Rivers.
that's Mickey.
Yep.
Reggie's underneath. Okay, leave that. Mickey Rivers.
Yeah, love Mickey.
Mick the Quick.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in the show. He
Yeah.
actually plays himself
Yeah.
in Bat Boy. And then the next one is Reggie.
Reggie is so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. People are always shocked because I'm not the biggest guy in the room, by a long shot. I'm 5'8". Look at the size of Reggie, and to hit home runs like he can hit.
Forget about it.
is
Thank you, Carmine.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, insane,
Ridiculous.
insane, crazy.
Yeah.
Who was
Funny.
your favorite? Okay, so as a kid, who was your favorite Yankee?
Wow.
Okay.
Munson.
Okay.
I remember exactly where I was when I heard he died.
Okay.
I was on Route 1 South near Lawrenceville, New Jersey. I pulled a car over and cried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then Donnie Baseball,
All right.
I was a big Mattingly fan.
Yeah.
And then all those guys, Paul O'Neill, that whole sort of
Yeah.
contingent. Tino,
Yeah.
I ran into Tino.
Did you?
At LaGuardia.
Cool.
And I looked over, I'm like, oh my God, it's Tino, right? So I went over and I said, and I gave him an album. I said, I don't know if you'll like this or not or what. And he says, and we got chatting. He says, he said, so what do you do? And blah, blah, blah. Came up. He's like, you were the Phantom? You know, so
Yeah.
I called my wife at home, and I'm like, I'm talking to Tito. Right? And we get on the plane, and he says, I just called my wife, Marie. I said, I'm talking to the Phantom. Isn't that great?
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, listen. I covered everything, and we have 30 seconds left. So, again, my friend, I want to thank you for doing this for me.
No,
My door's always
you.
open. You know that. And I don't know. I want you to have a fabulous holiday, a merry, healthy Christmas.
You too.
And I'm hoping that we do get to do something in the future together.
Yeah.
I think it'll be
a
a lot of fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Because I could practice my Irish brogue.
There you go.
All right, listen.
You do the Irish and I'll do the Italian.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I like that idea. All right, listen, I want to thank everyone for watching Tea Time. I really appreciate your support and love. Remember, tell everyone you love them, and I'll see you next week. Ciao, everybody.